Hi, welcome to Yoshi's Diner. How can I help you today?
One diorama, please.
What kind would you like?
Mario Kart World.
Sure thing. One Mario Kart World diorama coming right up. I'm back again, still absolutely hyped for Mario Kart World. And I think I found my new favorite fast food restaurant. Forget McDonald's, Yoshi's Diner has my heart now. And today I'm showing my love the best way I know how, by making a mini version of it. Starting off with the base, made from cardboard. Now I'm gonna be honest, I made a lot of mistakes here. But in my defense, I was only working off the first few trailers. Also, it took me way too long to realize that the entire building is basically just a giant Yoshi head. Like this part. I thought the dome was just a burger bun. Turns out it's also Yoshi's nose. I made it out of a plastic Pokemon card package. And the windows are Yoshi's giant eyes. You can see that one side of the building was missing, because I didn't realize it was the same on both sides. The sides were also very tricky, especially the corners of the roof. I tried a few different techniques before it kinda worked. I used small strips of paper to make the corner, and I think it looks good enough. And now I need to make the other side, because it's the same on both sides. So that's what I'm gonna do now real fast. And giving the whole building a nice coat of blue toilet paper for some texture and a little bit of strength. Now the base is a nice ghostly white Yoshi head, I guess. And yes, I'm completely ignoring the back. But there is just not yet any footage of the back. So yeah, cue the ugly back memes. With that out of the way, it's time to give the building some color. Let's go! The burger nose needs something to hold it up, so I added a pole. That's also where the menu poster will go later on. The building also has these little border details. I used popsicle sticks for those and stuck them all around the front and the sides. Still ignoring the back, because Yoshi's Diner is clearly very shy and will not show his back to me.
Yoshi!
The windows of the building are Yoshi's big blue eyes, and I'm making them using old cork coasters. They say the eyes are the windows of the soul, but in this case they are just the windows of the building. Unless the building has a soul, in which case it's right. the windows, or the eyes are the windows to the soul. But they definitely windows. The burger nose has this nice border around it. Finding the color of this border was quite hard. I first thought it was like a dark green, but it turns out to be more a tealish color. So I will change this a bit later on too. Now I'm adding some color to the borders of the building. Front is red. And the borders on the side of the building are like that tealish color again. And here I'm going further with the windows, making some glass. Now Yoshi got like nice blue eyes. Next up is the important drive-through window. So I'm making this out of wooden bits again. And now it's all stuck together, so it's time to paint it red. I made this little Yoshi, which is a little too big. I wanted them for the window, but it didn't really work. This one is much better. It's way more visible because I'm just gonna stick it to the window. Another important aspect of the building is the huge sign on top of the building. I found this amazing 3D print which I used from Bebop on Maker World. I printed it twice so it's nice and thick and painted the logo on the sign. The sign needs some support, so that's what I'm making here. And above the drive-through is a little Yoshi sign, and that's what I'm doing here. The nose still needs some width on the side that touches the wall, and this was also the moment I realized that the whole building mainly the sides are too wide, as you can see here. So yeah, I grabbed a knife and hoped I wouldn't mess the whole thing up. I made the sides thinner and stuck it back to the building. And I have to say I'm happy I did, because it looks way better. Next up are the posters for the burgers, the menu and for the mushroom cup. And the front also needs some smaller posters with some menu items. I also added some last details for the drive-thru window, like the little light and the speaker. The window is going to be filled up with a background of the kitchen, and of course I added the Yoshi. Now I'm adding some LED lights, I think it is, to the burger bun and the posters of the menu on the pole holding it all up. Now I'm adding some last details on the roof to make it more bread, to make it breader. And now I can also add the big sign on top of the building. Ta-da! But this time the game is finally out and I can finally finish the back of this project, and I'm gonna do that real fast. So the base is basically gonna be the same as I did for the other major half of this building. So cardboard with some glue-ish, waterish, toilet paper-ish stuff on top of it with a layer of paint and stuff. But the hard part was this roof, because it is a weird shape. But first the window and a little door on the back. Pretty much the same as I did the window on the front, only now I used some borders made from lollipop sticks. So now it's time for the sunshade scale thingy. This was really difficult because it has such a weird shape, but I managed to make it from just paper, and I think this looks pretty decent. The whole building needs something to stand on, so I'm making a little platform. I added some final details of camera, so let's roll those beauty shots.